Hi everyone, welcome to this week's Halton Hills housing update. So I actually think we have a pretty positive update this week, especially for sellers. So looking at the numbers this week, in Georgetown, we had 10 sales, which is still a pretty good number as we continue to get closer to Christmas. This is gonna die off a bit. So anytime we're in double digits, that's gonna be a win. In terms of new listings, we only had 11 new listings in Georgetown. So that number is also dropping compared to what we were seeing. And like we've been talking about, we need those new listings to really slow down so that our market can get some relief. In Acton this week, there was one sale, which has kind of died off a bit, and 6 new listings. So not great news for Acton. There was no sales and no new listings in Glen Williams or Limehouse. And the rural market had 3 sales, which is like a huge week for the rural market, but like we've been talking about, there's a ton of stuff available there, and there was 2 new listings there. So the other piece of good news is that we saw a lot of properties exiting the market this week, and this is sort of what I want to talk about. So when we look at properties that were terminated or expired, and we kind of look at what they did after they did that, there was 26 of them impacted this week. So 12 of the 26 came back on the market at a lower price. We are still in a soft market for sellers. It's definitely in favor of the buyers, and we are still seeing prices come down right now. But the good news, and I was like so excited every time I was doing a tick mark, there were 13 properties that exited the market this week. That is the kind of numbers we need to continue to be seeing to soften our inventory. We have a long way to go before our market is not feeling saturated, but seeing double-digit exits every single week already in October is a really good sign, because come November, December, like we can see the 1 week last year, we saw 30 properties exit the market. That does a huge favor to our market inventory levels. It just brings things down really significantly. So I was so excited to see 13 properties come off the market this week. And there was 1 property that raised their price. So that's sort of what happened this week. I was very, excited to see that. I felt it was very promising to follow the trend that we normally follow to ensure that we go into 2025 with low inventory levels, and we can sort of predict what's going to happen in the first quarter of 2025 if we keep seeing these properties exit the market and our inventory softens. So looking at overall inventory now in Halton Hills, we are down significantly this week from 217 to 210 active listings. We are getting closer to that 200 mark. We realistically want to be under 150. Well, under 100 would be really fueling our market. But we just need to really get out of these 200s. It's been a long time sitting in this range, and it's really hurt our market for sellers. So yay to inventory dropping. Looking at Georgetown, we're down from 126 to 116. That is a massive drop from the 130s that we were sitting in for a very, very long time. So I'm also excited to see that trend continuing. When we look at our price point, so last week, the far majority of properties, when we were looking at new listings that came on, were under $1 million. So no surprise to see that those price points are not softening this week. So under 800,000 is up from 16 to 17 active listings. 800 to $1 million remained the same at 20. 1 to 1.5 million is down significantly from 61 to 55. So I mean, we're still sitting extremely high, but to see a 6 unit drop in any price point is quite a bit of movement in a week. 1.5 million is down from 33 to 28 active listings. So we saw a bunch of properties in that higher price point come off. So it's not been good for the higher price point. So I'm not surprised to see that those are the people that are exiting the market first. But yeah, we saw some really good drops this week in Georgetown. So yay. Hopefully this is like the start of the mass exodus at the end of 2024. Oh gosh, we could use it. So looking at Acton this week, they are up from 22 to 26 active listings. Glen Williams remained the same at 10. Limehouse remained the same at 5. And the rural market is just down slightly to 53. So pretty quick update this week. I think that it was a solid week in terms of a trend in the right direction. We have had, like last week, we had 11 properties come off the market. Like we need to keep seeing this. And usually towards Christmas, by the middle of November, we see a ton of properties coming off every single week. And that is really the only way that we are going to feel a shift in our market. buyer activity is still like okay, like it's not crazy, but it's definitely not dropped off. And so it's just okay right now. And so unless that were to somehow crazy pick up, we need these exiting properties to really change the market. And then hopefully the interest rate announcement, I mean, they dropped it by 0.5% last week. Hopefully that will continue to fuel and encourage buyers to enter the market as interest rates come down. So overall positive week this week. I mean, it's just not as doom and gloom, and all I want is like confirmation that we are going towards the trend of our inventory going down, and that's what's happening right now. So we're gonna take that as a win, and I will be back next week with October's numbers. Have a great week, everyone.